We're number one.
Jimmy, this is being a cheap ass. You know, I'm like, damn.
You heard it here first. Joe Rogan listens to our podcast.
Right, we're the best. You know, they say people that cuss are morons, so I'm an honest motherfucker. Put the fish away, Reggie.
It don't even hurt to give birth anymore.
Not for me.
Want me to spit 16 bars over this?
Nothing to it. Let's do it. Come on. I'm ready. I want to do it.
Rival Records freestyle.
You got a nice beat.
It does. It's a good beat.
Madhouse Bar Talks, baby.
I might sample this shit.
All right, here we are. We're doing a little special episode of Madhouse Bar Talks, and we got on my boy over here. We swapped out for Guido to Scotti Campana.
Hello, everybody.
And also, we brought in Darius. Darius is from the Grind League. What's your last name, Darius?
Winborn.
Winborn. Okay.
Yes.
And you started up the Grind League?
Oh, yeah. Started up the Grind League. We all live a life full of grind, hard work, hustle. But yes, I am the curator, founder, and current director of the Grind League.
And where'd this come from exactly?
Yeah, it came from the community, man. That's where it came from. But wanted to build the community up, wanted to do more cool stuff that all age groups could be part of, have a good time, feel like they're connected and, fully immersed in the youth and the young adults, and really just bond together off, familiarity. So
You're religious, right?
oh, yeah,
That's I think my daughter said you go to her church.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
the church I'm under is Open Door, Lorraine campus.
Yeah.
Thank you and God bless to them for being part.
You can see it in your spirit, man.
Man,
You can. I mean, you're happy. You're always upbeat. What you're doing in the community, and just the name of it.
yeah.
You're trying to draw people together, and it's a wonderful thing, man.
Man, well, that's discipleship, ain't it?
That's
it.
it.
Just going out and being a voice, being a route too,
Being a lead disciple, man.
representation. Yeah,
Trying to lead your community.
yeah, and that's really what it's all about. But doing it in a cool way, doing it in a way that everyone can connect, everyone can have input, and no one feels left out.
That's it.
And
Without
what was
pushing anything on anybody.
what was the first step though? Like what really got? I mean, there's something did it besides just community. At some point, you went, you know what? I'm going to start up a basketball league.
Well, it wasn't even. Well, that's the thing. People think Grind League is just a basketball league, and our flagship activity features 3-on-3 basketball, but we're really just about overall positive engagement and promoting what things that people need to know about. And what better way to do that than to have them in a fun, festive environment, whether it be in a park, a parking lot, Lorraine, or other cities that we've been invited to bring that community together in this fest vibe too. So it really started just wanting to do something needed to be hosted that was for everybody, that everyone could just listen to music, everyone could come together, and it wasn't just uptight. It wasn't too much for the youth, it wasn't too much for the older crowd. It wasn't too much just for the outsiders. No, it was everything, everybody, one setting, one place. That's what I feel we need more of in this community. That's what I feel we need more of, close to the lake. That's what I feel like we need in our parks. And the young people they're responding. Everybody wants this type of environment. Everybody wants these type of events going on. We just need more people to come together and do it.
So did you have the Grind League before you guys painted the ground at the park?
Yes, so we did. So last year when we painted Oakwood Park basketball courts, we had been a nonprofit for about 3.5, 4 years. So relatively new nonprofit. We are not, fully federally or state funded. We're all donations and sponsorships. So like Madhouse Bar and Grill, which y'all need to come over here and have that chicken Philly. I'll tell you right now. There's great sponsors and businesses, organizations like that support us. Businessmen, business people who support us that are able to help us keep going. And doing that court painting was more of like an example of, I'm not just going to create something and use up and complain about what isn't here. I'm going to use what I got, build it up, and show you what I could do. And hopefully there's other business people, there's other sponsors that are going to see that in me and my organization, and they're going to want to back and, support other things.
Painting that court at the park is probably how you got my money. I'll be honest. I mean, I don't know if I would have heard of you before
Same
that.
as me.
No, and that's real and it didn't start off like, yo, I'm gonna paint the basketball court and everyone's gonna feel it. No, just like what else can we do to uplift and provide more? You can't always expect someone to just see what you're doing and want to pour into it. You're gonna have to, show what muscle you can do. So that's kind of where it happened with the court.
Whose idea was the court?
Oh, well, it was an idea from God, sitting on the couch.
I love it.
And then going from there and acting on it. And then connecting with people in the community, connecting with artists who were confident enough to do it, like Ronaldo Contreras III.
Yeah, is he from L.A. or something?
No, he's from Lorraine.
Yeah, no, Ronaldo Contreras III, he's from Lorraine, Relic Clothing 3, business owner. He needs a videographer and photographer.
Because one of the
He's out
news
here.
things said that one of the news articles said that California or
Yes.
L.A. artist.
Yep,
He,
Zermillion.
he came from Los Angeles to do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zermillion, Martin Cernaz, he's been all around the world painting courts and walls, and he was the one to come out to Lorraine and show the Grind League how to do it the proper way. And hopefully, Oakwood is just a start. Maybe there's another city out there or another side of the town that wants their court painting. Maybe it's a memorial or someone else, but we know how to do it now, so we want to go forth and paint the whole county if we can.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, it comes out nice, and it's gotten a lot of attention, and it's really impressive. I like
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think the biggest part about the project like that was like a lot of people didn't think we were going to get that done. A lot of people didn't have any faith that like nothing,
I did.
and that's the thing that
I came down there. I was watching you guys. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
And you know what? That's where we really seen the real Lorraine community.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people want to rag on stuff. Like, look, for the people who felt like it was a lot of saying we can't, there was so much more who were like, yeah, go. Y'all can do this. And it was just like, oh, this is what they mean by that 80, 20, 10. Like 80% are really going to rock with you. 20, you're going to be like, nah. But we seen that 80 come out.
Well, you know what? There's 80% that are sitting at home. They've got nice backyards and they hang out in their backyards, but they enjoy the city of Lorraine. They grew up in the city of Lorraine. They like the city and even the area in general, Elyria, Amherst, whatever. They like it, but it takes something to draw them out of the house because, I mean, they're comfortable at home. They know there's no trouble there. Once they put an event together, it's like the Black River Landings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all love to go there, and you always know it's a great event. And it shockingly has never had any problems. I mean, it's always shocking to me that because you see other events and stuff in different big events, and they always turn into problems. And Black River Landings has always been just a
Top notch.
Oh yeah, top notch always.
Oh, yes. And I think that's an example of more can be done without issues. Thankfully, we've been able to go for 4 years now, 2-day event, Labor Day weekend, no issues. The community actually comes together and polices and makes sure there's nothing going on, and we've never had. And a lot of out-of-towners come in, so that's a blessing. But Black River Lane and all these other opportunities, there's places and spaces within the city and the county to do more events with wide age range, wide music range, wide interest to come in. We just got to be brave enough, have the right leaders in place, and make sure the people involved are promoting it the right way.
I just think that your approach with the whole thing, you inspired people. I'm from
Let's
Lorraine.
get
I'm from Lorraine, right?
Yeah.
When I travel, people say where you're from. I don't say Cleveland. I say I'm from Lorraine, Ohio.
Yeah.
I love Lorraine.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it, right? And when people like you are bringing up flowers, I don't care if it's from the concrete, using artwork.
Hey,
right?
a rose can grow from concrete.
That's right. And draw people together. And the cool thing about you, and I think your energy brings a lot of that, is you inspired people with a thought on a couch, inspiration, faith, and works, right? And that's what you did. And I think a lot of people rose up for you, including myself, including Jimmy. So,
And that says a lot
Sorry.
about y'all. Like, trust me, there are times where I felt like I was losing a battle and trying to even just continue to do a positive community engagement every year at the park. So to even think of and want to talk to City Hall members about painting, there are definitely times where it's like, man, am I alone in this? But, when people like you who been a businessman and James, you guys have been around. You guys have been entrepreneurs out here. You know how hard it is to get things going and keep it consistent. So, I take example from that on keep going, keep staying persistent, and with the right backing, anything can be done.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, inspiration is a big part. We need more of that out here.
You got to plan your work and work your plan.
Yeah. If there's no plan, we're gonna fall apart. So,
My thing is I'm always interested in anything that's positive for the city of Lorraine.
Absolutely.
Anytime they're doing something positive, I'm always interested. I mean, that I mean, I do sponsor a lot of softball leagues, for Oakwood Park. I grew up in Oakwood Park. I mean,
it's a big part.
I was there a lot when I was a kid. And
Safe haven.
Yeah, it was like it was we played sports, we did whatever. But the thing I liked about what you're doing by far more than I do the softball league is that you're actually, because the softball league is great but it's adults. I like the idea that you're getting kids out there, getting them getting them early on, because people don't understand team sports in general are just they're everything. I mean, they teach you every lesson you need in life.
And when I went to the event that he had, it was from the smallest kids, families, individuals, different cultures, different people, came from all walks of life, music, everything. It was wonderful.
Yeah,
and there was a police presence there, and there was no trouble. And
and providing something that is affordable and free is something that we're blessed to be able to do. It's not easy. This year we're able to have our intro league going into the event Labor Day weekend to be totally free for 7 to 17-year-olds. So we'll have 3-on-3 basketball in our booths out there starting June 10th all the way to August 2nd, Mondays and Fridays. The hard part is for me, when I grew up, I always had like my dad who was willing to put me in something that was quality, organized, and I would be able to show my talent and develop. Not every kid has that these days.
No.
Outside of a father, an uncle, a mother, an aunt, someone who's just familiar with knowing the lay of the land and knowing what's the best option for them. And I'm no terms a coach. I mean, obviously I can be a character coach, something like that, but I'm in no terms trying to build a program that takes away from other coaches or other organizations. I really want them to look at the Grind League, that if they see an event, they can tell their clients or their people, their network, you can be at that, I'm going to be at that. D grinds for us. He wants to provide something positive for y'all. So that's how I want every coach of any sport to look at the Grind League activities going forward, because we need more of it, and then we can push the message that we want to push to the young people that they need to hear.
Absolutely.
Sure. And it keeps them out of trouble, if nothing else. At the very least, it keeps them doing something positive at the very least.
Man, we was painting that court. We had kids walking up, didn't even want to talk to the DJ or nothing. It was like, can we talk to the artists? Can we talk to the painters? I'm like, yo, he's right there.
There was some kids that painted
there are kids that came out and helped us, and they wanted to talk to the artists. They want to talk to Ray. They want to talk to Zermillion. I'm like, yo, they right there. They don't want to talk to the DJ. Like, it's cool. That's fine. Because when I played my music, they want to know about that. But their interest goes everywhere. So we have to showcase, and then we can gauge interest and figure out, well, maybe we should do a event here for this. Maybe we should do something.
And
so
I feel you
we
picked
need
the
input.
right place to start.
Yeah.
Because, with Lorraine,
Yeah.
it is multicultural. There's, it's the international city.
Mm-hmm.
So it draws a lot of different people together. You had an incredible council person in Ray Carrion, that supported everything you're doing. That park was his focus. He was all in. Where do you find that? Where do you find where a municipality, a mayor, or the council people surround and really embrace someone with their ideas like you have? It's a special thing.
It is special. I'm fortunate that they're even willing to hear me out. The biggest thing about it is I'm just going to be there. I don't know. I knew Ray Carrion was the councilman at the time, but I don't go into any situation needing to know the top person. I just need them to know that I'm out trying to do something. Yeah. So a lot of people want to say, oh, I need to know the person. They need to know about me. And he's like, well, why don't you just start first? You might draw them in by you just doing the good work you're trying to do. Absolutely. You don't necessarily need to kiss a ring immediately or have somebody be buddy with you before you decide you want to do your part. No, you just got to go out there and do it. And Ray Carrion was someone who was like, you're out here doing this. Call me, text me if you need a question. I would, because I'll tell you straight up, and I ain't going to start too much beef, but there's some other council people. I hit them up, and I'll be straight up. They
I think
couldn't
I'm
tell
gonna
me
need
anything.
names.
You gonna need names? I'll give you names. I'll give you names. I ain't
Put 'em out
scared.
there. Put 'em
I
out
ain't even
there.
scared. There's some council people out there there's some Mrs. Council people out there. I ask them questions. They would tell me, go ask Carry On.
Yeah,
So
because Carrion
why-
cares.
Yeah, that's right. And he's the only real leader.
That's one thing, but leadership and information, if I can't get it from the council people where I live and I have to hit up someone else, that's not good.
No, that's not good.
That's not good.
That is definitely not good.
Especially if you've been a council person for years and years and years and years and years. People know your names, and we can't get the same input.
Well, it's
No.
real simple. How long has Ray Carrion? How long was he actually a councilman? Was it 4 years?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe 4 years.
Man, if you ask some people, they'll think it's been 8 or 10.
He's
just
done
because
more
his-
work
his
than they've done in 20.
Yes.
I grew up with Ray. Okay, grew up around Ray, right? And he happened to be my son's traveling baseball coach for 4 years. So I traveled with him every weekend. I mean, they played a lot of baseball. He's always been a leader. He's always gotten people together. Ray comes from a very special family. You know, his dad was the community economic development guy for Puerto Rico before they came here.
Dang, I
When
didn't know that.
Ray came here, he could already speak English. Not only did he get to speak English and go to high school, but go to college and kind of emulate his dad and doing the same type of stuff for the city of Lorraine. But he loves Lorraine so much. I know him intimately. That what he did for South Lorraine, man, is big.
Yeah.
And when he finds people like you, young people like you, that kind of have the same passion and inspiration, you know, Ray's going to embrace you every time. These other council people, you know, I'm a political guy, right?
No, I know.
So I know, I know where all the bodies are buried, right?
Yeah.
I know who these people are, and Ray Carrion is maybe the best political guy we've ever had in the city of Lorraine.
Oh man, just there's some people.
Because you know you're comparing Ray now to other people.
Yeah, and that's. I don't want to say it in a negative way, but unfortunately, that's just not the reality from what I've learned doing this nonprofit community work type stuff, volunteering. I've learned not everybody's on that tip or
I don't wanna
level,
keep
and that's
talking.
okay. But you know, that's where I tell other people who live in some of these other like wards and communities that say, "Oh, I want to do something." You're gonna have to do it. If you're gonna wait for someone to give you the okay or the gusto, it's not gonna work out. So,
Well, you know, in Lorraine, there's more debating and arguing than there is this council or this democracy we have. It's never really worked in Lorraine.
you know what? We've been out to some other cities to provide community togetherness fest vibes at events, and you know we've been fortunate enough to actually sit down with other mayors of the cities about community togetherness fest. And one thing that I've learned is a lot of outsiders see the potential in Lorraine, but they don't understand why we don't get certain things together. And I don't mean we as in us in this room or other, just like you said, the formation, the conversations that turn into arguments, that turn into delegating, that turn into verses.
Yeah.
You know, but one thing about just touching Ray Karen, that in myself, that starts at, you know, leadership by example. He had a leadership that he could see by example, and it just fell into place. I had leadership at my family that I didn't even know about, but I would just always hear about. Rest in peace, cousin Minnie Wade. She helped with that part of the group to help create. Yeah, see, I know you know. She helped create early college with that whole group, and she still got her name on that sign
Best
at the
sweet
campus.
potato pie ever.
Oh, she
She
cooked
used
too.
to, yeah, but she every year she'd call me, Scotty, I got your pie, come and get it, and I'd run to her house. She was awesome.
Oh, I've been to Cousin Minnie's house in summertime. I remember in the wintertime, I remember her baking pies for multiple people. I've been out there. She had me outside doing yard work,
That
and the
was my-
ladies were in the house talking about community work. I'm coming in trying to eat lunch. She's telling me about the meeting. I'm like, I don't know nothing about this
Her
meeting.
house was an epicenter
Yeah.
for politics, for
No,
rank.
and I didn't even know that. And now she's gone, and now to see that I'm doing more community work, it's like the seed had been planted.
Yeah.
And now to see, you know, where I'm at and starting to go, and I meet people that say they know of her and all these other people, like my grandmother who worked 28 years in Lorain County Juvenile Detention Center. So
She probably knows me.
man, she knew a couple of my friends growing up too. She most definitely knew a couple of my friends too. And so it all is coming together. It's all making sense.
Jimmy's not as bad as he acts.
I was at one time. I was pretty bad.
We all got a pass, though,
I was
right?
rotten. I was terrible, but
I wasn't the best either. I mean, I was a CD student. I was getting in trouble too. So, you know, but obviously we find a way, right?
yeah.
Sure.
So, hey,
Well,
here we
I
are.
seen a thing the other day that said that it's typical of if you look at most entrepreneurs and business people, most of them did not do that well in school, and it's because school teaches you to go to work every day,
Yeah.
and somebody who's built different is usually not going to go to work every day, just like he didn't want to go to school every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a different concept, and that might be true. It might not, but I've heard it. It might, you know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Sounds
I've
right.
heard it too. I went to Lorain County JVS, so they taught a lot about learning your trade, being a professional in your trade position, whatever level it is, and also being part of the machine if you're in a small mom and pop company or if you're running your own company. So those three aspects that they were teaching us in high school, I feel like once I graduated, I was ready to just, if they would have gave me 5,000, 10,000 once I graduated, I felt like JVS's teachings would just put people on the course and just go. You know, I really appreciate that. And I really
What did you
pushed me
take
to
at
that.
JVS?
I took bakery and pastry and culinary arts. So I was on a whole nother realm. But, you know, opening a restaurant is probably one of the hardest things,
that was a nice facility you were in over there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Real nice.
Real
right?
nice facility, man.
The guy that built it must have been amazing.
I don't remember the guy who built it.
You're looking at him.
Oh, you were in the contract?
Yeah, we did the work in there.
He
Yeah,
built
for
more
sure.
stuff than you know.
what, man, I'm going to need your help then, because if we get some land, we're going to need them building.
No, I could definitely help with that.
All right.
That definitely can help
You
with
know,
that
I need
for
to
sure.
work in-house. You know, we can, in the first 5 years, you know, names on that sign and going forth, you know, hey, I'm hitting up them names first.
He
before
built Quaker Steak and Loop. He built my house. He built my sister's house. He's done stuff for the casinos downtown. He's worked some big projects.
Oh.
That's what people don't know about Jimmy, is he's done some big stuff.
Oh, well, man. I got to talk to both of y'all then, because we got something going.
Well, I could definitely help you on the nonprofit side.
Oh, I know you can.
You know, I could show you how to go to the Secretary of State, get that done for yourself, because you're piggybacking probably with a church right now or something.
No, we're totally independent. So we just have partnerships.
Okay.
I was down in Columbus last year at the state address. We're partnered with NAMI Ohio,
Okay.
National Alliance of Mental Illness.
But you are
Ohio.
piggybacking, though. It's
Well,
not your own.
no,
yet.
no. This is my own.
Okay,
the Grind
good.
League is totally
Okay.
We're not under.
And I'm not
anybody.
trying to minimize
No. I just want to let the people know, because a lot of people think we are because of the motion and the action that we're doing. But no,
Well, it's
we're-
good to know that, because then people will give you money,
Yeah.
because then they're getting a tax break.
Oh yeah. No,
You see-
501c3
Yeah.
board and all that. Yeah, so we most definitely want people to know that all the way.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, no, thegrindleague.org, thegrindleague.org. You can find all information about us, how we started, what's coming up next.
You guys got a mission on there?
Oh, yeah, got a
Excellent.
mission statement. Youth and young adult advocacy is our focus, and whether it be through positive mental and physical health, local aid awareness, and now we're also starting to expand our outreach. So Community Togetherness Fest is something that has started at Oakwood Park, but we'll start to expand into other cities, other events.
So you're trying to work with mental illness too?
Yeah, so I'm in the process of obtaining my Ohio peer supporter for mental health. As well, I've also been received training through NAMI Ohio and through the state board for first aid mental health.
Oh, okay.
You're doing it right, man.
Yeah, no, so it's not just about activities and sports and seeing who's the best, but it's about building strong minds.
No, you
as they
gotta-
go forth on this grind of life.
He's got a vision. He's definitely
Yeah.
got a
No
vision
doubt.
that
Yeah,
I
this-
don't have. I talked about it yesterday when I was on the podcast. I talked about it, and I said, I just don't have that vision. I mean, when I see that and that court needs painted, to me, it needs a black sealer on it. Maybe we paint the pole red and put a new rim, and to me, that's all it takes. But you see that like art part of it that actually brought everybody together, that actually got people's attention.
Well,
And that I would have never seen that. I'd have never seen it.
Yeah.
Well, not even just the arts piece, but the mental health aspect. Scientifically, it's been proven that when you paint walls and things around the neighborhoods, young people, ages from 5 all the way to about 35, they feel a sense of pride in their community. So you're already changing the outlook on what people think just by driving past and seeing a blue court or a painted wall. These type of things go a long way. So from the art, mental health aspect, and the physical, it's all right there. And then once you get all the vendors around, now you're pushing prevention, you're pushing recovery, you're pushing gang prevention,
You're drawing groups together and then expressing your mission.
Yeah.
By doing things like with art and with music and with activities.
Yeah.
But how do you get your mission out? By gathering, right? We're talking.
I love it.
We're talking about faith, right?
Yeah, faith-based.
How did Christ get the word out?
City to city,
gathering people, right? And that's what you're doing, man. And it's a wonderful thing. You listen. There's young people out there that are watching you. I'm talking 8, 10, 12, 14 years old going, man, I want to do stuff like that.
Oh, man.
Like
That's a
like
scary
Jimmy
thing.
said, we weren't all good students, right?
Yeah.
Because we're the type of personalities or characters that have to be inspired by something, get excited about something. Jimmy in construction, he worked with different people, like the Starbucks or different people, star builders, right? They inspired him for him to do what he's doing. Then in the restaurant business, right? He got excited and did well because he was engaged with it. He was plugged in. He was maximizing his experience. And that's what I see from you. You're maximizing it. And it's incredible. And how old are you?
Can I lie or can I?
No, I want the truth.
We want the truth.
I want the truth.
No. I'm 33.
And 33. Well, there you go.
I got a baby face,
Hey,
so I'm trying to use it to
you know
my
what
advantage.
33 is, right?
What's that?
I mean, that was the age of Christ.
Yeah, no,
See, there you
died.
go.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
but the point is I don't want to go into that.
Oh, no, yeah,
But
no.
The point is
is.
you are inspiring people.
Well, that's the scary part.
There's going to be kids that 10 years from now, you're going to be being called or read the paper, and you're going to go, wow, he's doing stuff like I used to do, or that I'm doing.
Yeah, or he was at the park one of them years.
Absolutely.
And when I say that's the scary part, I don't mean it in a negative way, but I mean it in a way where, like, I would love to see someone watch what we're all doing, me, Ronaldo, the rest of the group, G3. I would love for them to see what we're doing and do it 1 up or 2 times up, because I'll be right there in the crowd yelling, screaming, rooting like I'm a family member, because I'm gonna be like, this is dope, this is raw. So I can't wait to see the next young person who's watch what we're doing and is just like, yo, I can't wait to take to the next level. Because if they want to intern or if they want to be around us, hey, we're going to give them the straight real, grind and grit, no soft skin. We're going to build them up. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Little Ray's only. I've known Little Ray most of his life. I grew up around his dad and his grandfather. He's only like 23, right? 24?
I think Ronaldo's 26.
Oh, is he?
I think he's 26, yeah.
But still, I mean, he's a lot younger than you.
Yeah, no, and that was important for me too. Like, even painting this court, I'm like, yo, I can't paint this court. No offense, but I was like, I can't paint this court with, like, I reached out and I assembled a group of artists who are a wide age range, but I was like, I can't just assemble a group of people who are older, established artists from the city. I have to have some younger,
Right.
So I brought them all in a room once, and then that room got smaller to about 3 people. We got what we got.
Because people want to be involved until they know they have to work. So a lot of them faded away, right?
8, 10, 12-hour days we were really out there. Once we really got out there, we were grooving first 2.5 days. Then the rain came. And then we were out there at night.
Yeah.
We're out there with the lights on. We're out there just trying to get it done because it's dry at 2 o'clock in the morning. And we're like, yo, it's completely dry and the wind is blowing.
You're watching the weather app like minute by minute.
As we're outside out there. So, like, it really took some grind and some grit. Like, my volunteers that I got from that whole court painting process, I'll ride with those volunteers any day.
Yeah.
They can call me for anything. I got their back in the trenches, but I also know they've been with me in the toughest situations when I was like, yo, you can leave if you want to. They're like, yeah, no, I'm here with you. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Can't beat a ride or die.
no. You deal with the grind league. I'm gonna bring along some people with me. You're gonna be like, okay, they're gonna get it done.
Well, it's appropriate. You had to grind it out to get it there, right?
Yeah,
I mean
man.
that's appropriate.
It's the same with building buildings. You can't be out there building buildings with someone who's scared to bang the hammer or
We
pull
don't
what you
use
need
hammers.
to the pool or drill whatever they got to drill. You know what I'm saying?
Just like the metaphor you just made about building buildings, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy starts a job. You know how many guys drop off that job through the process of that job?
Oh,
Many. But guess what? The building still gets built.
yeah.
You see? So when you had that big group, again, God kind of filtered it out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you came down to the core and you got it done. With them or without it. And that's what I see the Grind League doing. They go from A to Z. They finish things.
Oh, well, yeah, we finish things, and I'll tell you what, there are some organizations out there who they really were wondering if we can even finish the job once that paint came.
A lot of them were expecting you not to finish.
Oh, some thought we didn't raise enough money and we weren't going to get it done.
I don't know if you remember how many times I drove up in that grass.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
one of the
because-
times you pulled up, I was gone trying to pick up a donation
Yeah.
check. I was like, yo.
But I'm saying I was excited every day to get there to see how far you guys are going
Yeah.
because I wanted to see the end result because I knew there would be an end result.
Oh, no. Yeah, I wasn't going to go all that way to promote, make videos talking about help us paint Oakwood Park. I wasn't in fundraising just to fall short and be like, oh, we can only paint half the court. Because, no.
Well,
Like,
and I don't want to keep going. I don't want to keep talking. But the point is you've developed a lot of credibility. Now people know that Darius is gonna, when he starts it, it's gonna be finished. There's not gonna be no middle ground. There's not gonna be no halfway.
no.
It's A to Z. And now other people are gonna jump on board. Now other people are gonna invest some money and get excited about it.
Oh, yeah. I know they will. I know they will. I just hope that they appreciate the fact that my mind isn't just set on what they're seeing. There's a whole lot more, but I don't want to scare nobody. 'Cause look,
We want you to scare people.
I will, but once I get some things, because like I said, this is going to be the 5th Community Togetherness Fest this Labor Day weekend, Saturday, August 31st, and Sunday, September 1st at Oakwood Park, our 5th year. After this 5th year, I've been telling my group of volunteers, we growing up. We like a toddler with muscles right now, getting stuff done. We growing up after this 5th year. So if you ain't rocking with us after December, listen, it's going to be pretty hard. Not hard, but it's going to be like you're going to really have to look at us like we are El Centro. We ain't got a building yet, but look at us like we got a building. Look at us like we can go anywhere because we can.
You're setting the bar high.
Yeah, after this 5th year, yeah. Those names on that sign, y'all locked in. Y'all good. Because when we go to these other cities and do Community Togetherness Fest, when we go to another city and we paint a court, y'all going to be there. Y'all going to be right there with us. And then when we get bigger and we expand, and when I got my staff together. When I find the funding to get this staff together, a lot of people who got funding, I'm telling you right now, they're going to have to put up and show up because we're going to do a lot with a little. And it's going to, a lot of other organizations around here be like, well, what's the input? What's the problem here? These guys can do.
Do you guys do any fundraisers?
Here's the thing. I've only done about 2 fundraisers. Our last fundraiser was a Cavs night. It wasn't as lucrative for us, but it was still a great turnout. We had 30 people. But, yeah, we need to do some, fish fry or a steak dinner. We got to get to that. But, yeah, we also got to get to some real funding so we can do this year round.
Well, you mentioned El Centro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you reached out to them and said, hey, can you mentor us a little bit?
I have, but there hasn't been
Too much
there
response.
hasn't been a staffing that's been there for a long amount of time to actually stay there and get a relationship.
Well, in the newspaper last week, they talked about the Boys Girls Club here in South Lorraine possibly closing down.
I did see that.
What?
Oh yeah. They're having some funding shortages of some sort.
Okay. So a group like you,
We got to talk after this because I already got something I wanted to talk to you about, but we got to talk about this. There's a location not far from here. We gonna talk. Didn't even know that. We're gonna talk though.
But do you understand how you could possibly
I-
bridge that gap or fill that gap?
I already have it in place. Did not know that was even going on because that pushes things up. So I gotta talk to you. That's weird.
Well, I mean, it was
That's
brought
a-
up that they're having some funding issues.
Yeah.
And part of that problem is Lorain County for the Boys and Girls Club has done the majority of the funding around here.
Oh, yeah.
And then they connected them to the Cleveland everywhere else, and
Yeah.
now they got funding shortages. I assume they're not going to cut out from all that funding. If I'm being honest,
Oh, no.
they're going to separate before they do that. I would imagine because
They can never close completely.
they're killing it. Like they do the pull
Yeah.
tabs to bring them in money, and they do. I mean, they are. I mean, I wouldn't count on them being gone. I would think
Yeah.
they're going
Well,
to
I
be here
think
to
you're
some
right
degree.
that because they attached to Cleveland, Cleveland's taking a lot of those funds.
They're drawing from them for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would assume that it would never really close in like other organizations out here. Maybe the program isn't as many weeks as it once was, or maybe,
Yeah, it might die down.
yeah,
and stuff. They like to feed a lot of kids.
They'll,
and
they'll
do a lot of
always
stuff.
have their Boys and Girls Club. I never
I like the
they'll
idea of
always
the
have-
mental illness, though. I mean, I think that mental illness is the big problem in this in the country in general, but definitely in a depressed area like a Lorain County.
Right.
I think mental illness causes a lot of that, and some of that is people need medication. Some of that is people don't need medication. I mean, some people are medicated that shouldn't be medicated, and it
people are
causes problems.
self-medicating.
Well, I remember. No,
Absolutely.
that's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. But I remember my mother years ago. They put her on an antidepressant when she was working at Lorraine Products, and she would come home from work and she'd stop and grab a 40. My mom don't drink. You know what I mean? She'll have some wine here and there, but she don't drink. She'd stop and have a 40. She took herself off. She goes, I didn't give a shit if they fired me. She goes, I didn't care about anything. She goes, it was crazy. And she was only on them like a month.
Yeah.
She went off them. She goes, this doesn't make any sense. So some people are medicated
She
that
was one of the
doesn't need to
smart
be.
ones.
Yeah, she figured it out. Yeah, she understood it. The beer told her, though.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else might not have noticed because they didn't have that beer there.
Right.
But the beer was the part that showed her that she was doing wrong. But mental illness definitely needs to be addressed. More than anything, it needs to be addressed.
Well, it's
Yeah.
been a big topic in Lorain County for the last couple of years.
It has, yeah. My daughter worked with Nord Center for a long time. She was a caseworker, but she's got 2 kids and it's too hard to work right now. But that's her love. That's her passion. She likes to work with the, helping, the underprivileged.
I gotta
stuff like that.
connect with her then because there's definitely some things going on where.
She would definitely be interested in giving you a hand. I'm certain of it. She
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a
speaks
good
very
girl.
highly of you, and she goes to your church.
Oh man, I gotta connect with her. I've probably seen her face so many times, didn't even know.
Yeah.
she's connected. But one thing that I've been realizing is there's really when I was with NAMI Lorain County, and now their office has gotten a little smaller, they're doing less. But when I worked at NAMI Lorain County, I used to lead young adult peer support groups. And these support groups were really just a call of action for young people to come together in either Zoom or in person, and we would just lead a support group. So I'd be leading it. One thing that I found, though, that was hard from an administration standpoint was we wanted more people in our young adult support group. Young adult support group was 18 to 35. We wanted people in this group, but there was no time to actually connect or get to them or get in front of them. So how do you let them know there's a support group? If the only thing you do is
Social media, man. That's how you got to do it. You got to put it out there.
But majority of the young people are dealing with a severe or a consistent mental health condition. They're not sitting on Facebook following NAMI.
Right.
No, they're not.
And a lot of people aren't going to just go and.
But they'll follow you.
Exactly.
And they'll follow TikTok. They'll follow something.
There needs to be a point of access that relates to them that goes where. So whether it's a TikTok platform that reminds them about the youth group, or
Right.
the support group, whether it's other people in members community who are willing to say, hey, Madhouse is going to close after close hours or before lunch. They're hosting a young adult support. You gotta hit them, gotta go at them. You can't just, like a lot of organizations have done out here in the past, you can't just say, hey, we do it. We host it, and we make one flyer for it, and hey, if someone comes, they come. If not, it's okay. We got the grant money for
But
it.
I think
that can't.
But the diversity of the things that you're doing, You do a lot of different stuff. You gather people. If you got 1 or 2 on board, every time you did that,
Yeah.
you know,
It will grow.
you affect just 1 or 2 or 10. You know, it's big. You got to, one thing I've seen about you that you're a long thinker.
Yeah.
You know, and to be entrepreneurial, you have to be a long thinker. You can't, you have short-term goals in sectors to get to the main objective, right? And I see you as a long thinker. A lot of people aren't long thinkers. They don't have a big plan.
Yeah. I think a lot of us, we have a plan in our head about what the end looks like, but we didn't think of anything we'd have to do just to get to that point. And, being a small business owner, DJ media company, I've learned that even when it comes to providing a good time with someone through music, everybody in here has a taste. We're going to touch everybody's taste just a little bit, but we have to make sure throughout this 4-hour event, we're going to come back to everybody. I'm going to play classic rock jams and mix it in with everything else, but when we're at that last 2 hours, we still got to remember that we hit those same people that we hit earlier to have bottom head. We can't lose them because we played too much of a certain section or genre. We got to get to everybody.
Right.
So, and that's the same with these
So you got
events.
to kind of figure out
Grinding.
when you do these events, how do I affect everyone? If it's a graffiti type art thing, that's more of a hip hop culture thing. But how do we bring other groups in that will still appreciate it?
Yeah. And that could be as much as, okay, well, he has that art section there, but maybe we have more of a nature and aesthetic to the landscape of the southern part of the county.
Right.
So now you have that veer of rural to urban art display.
Connection.
And then you got the ball players out there. Then you got a little bit of the music on. And now you got the tables out there. People go around and they can relate, or there's food and there's vendors. Like, all these things are doable, especially out here.
Right.
I know, and I've seen that it's just hard because certain names people don't trust, or they like, hey, I don't want that same interaction that happened over there to happen over here. So the Grind League is really big on hosting it in a way that is going to be good for you mentally and physically in the space that you're in.
I love it.
So do I.
I love it. I'm hoping that everything he wants to get done gets done. I mean, I think it's great. I'm here to support you. If you guys want to do
So am I.
a fish fry or something, maybe we'll do a summer fish fry. How's that? Because we never have it, and it's always in the fall and stuff. Maybe we'll promote a.
I would love to do that, and I need to do something like that.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that's the biggest thing. We need help and volunteers with, like, my biggest thing is need help doing that. I've never done a fundraiser, fish fry, steak dinner, so I need to go around and look and see how they're done. And then I need to figure out, can I get that many helpers? What's the location I can get it at? Who can really help me cook all this stuff? Because, again, as you guys see me doing the get motive, doing the positive stuff, I still need someone. I'm doing that, and I'm writing emails, and I'm doing all
Sure.
So
sure.
I definitely need the help of someone to give me the information of, no, we got to run this fish fry like this.
Well,
So I'm going to be like, wow. I didn't think about
let me
that.
say this to you about that. Number one, on the nonprofit, you have an advisory board, right?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe a lawyer, accountant,
Yep.
right? And then you have a board, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then, so that has to be like your core team, right? And then I see an event, if you could make this happen, I think it'd be neat. That you had another thing at Oakwood Park at some point, right? And you do this event with Jimmy, like the fish fry thing. But at Oakwood Park, if you could talk to the city and the new council person for South
Antonio
Lorraine.
Baez.
Yeah,
Shout out to him.
another passionate guy, right?
Yeah.
Having a food truck type thing at the park, where you charge each food truck $100 to come. You get 30, 20, 30. The whole park's full of different food trucks, and you get 80% of the money, right? And then 20% of the money you give towards that pool to let kids get in free. Now you're developing a partnership. And then around that park, you have different things going on. On the one end of the park, you have hip hop music. On another end of the park, you might have some other type of music. You have some art displays. You have, Ray with his clothing, and, do that whole thing. But you utilize the whole park, a basketball tournament. Maybe also a home run type thing, not a softball game, or maybe a softball game for a celebrity softball, but then maybe a what's it called when you have a home run
Home run derby.
home run derby
Yeah,
type
with
thing
softball, yeah.
with softball. But how do you get the community together, generate revenue, and then share some of the revenue? Because now you're helping everybody.
Yeah, that's actually, man, I love that you said that. We got to talk when we off this. It's doable. The only hard part that I found is some of the things to accomplish in order to get it done. There's too much of that part of the nonprofit does this, and there's certain people who are like, well, why you got to get that? And that's the part of the pool. We're already talking to the city about doing a pool event, but trying to get all the people together sometimes is hard because it becomes like a competitive thing, and it's the hardest. It's like
You
the
got to
hardest
be the
thing we have out
salesman.
here.
You got to sell it.
And I've been selling for a while, but I can't sell anybody cooperation.
Sure, you can.
No, I can't sell them for them to cooperate.
Sure,
how
you
I need-
can.
Not if they've already been cooperating the wrong way with their people.
Yeah.
Now if they've been cooperating wrong with
Tell
their
them,
people in
Scotty,
their group,
you give them
that's
an
the
offer
hardest
they
part.
can't
Give an
refuse.
offer they can't refuse. Hey,
And that's
you might need me involved. I'm a negotiator.
that's the part I don't. As our organization, we're not in the business trying to strong arm.
I'm not.
No. I know exactly what you mean, but
My attorney always says punch him in the face. He never means to punch him in the face. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I mean,
right.
it's just.
Yeah, no, I get the. No, I totally get the saying. It's the part of wanting to work with other people, but I'm not trying to put the pride aside.
Sure.
It's the hardest thing. I'm telling you, I've had so many meetings with so many people that I want to have the work and do something with, and then 2 days later, oh, well, we don't want to. Like,
Darius, you're getting
Let's-
bigger
let's-
now, though, and the bigger you get, like right now, you're getting bigger. People are noticing you. You're making the same people that a year and a half ago weren't talking to you. Well,
They wanna
they have
get
a
on
different
board.
tune right now.
They want to get on board.
I promise you. I mean, you're making headway. I mean, you are really making headway.
No, I feel it. I just it's that point where it's like, yo, I need you to just come with this and follow this.
Yeah.
Don't come with this and try to look. I got this planned. I know how we can get this going. I got some good guys outside of the advisory board and my board who I can go to and give good information. It's just I need people to really just back with this.
Maybe
Don't worry
take
about trying to be the point of the spear. Like, just get with the side because we still go get in the body when we stab
Everyone
it.
wants to be the boss.
Yeah.
This man, like, now where I'm at a time, like I said, after his 5th year, like, let's get to, I really want to get on that step in that direction
Right.
of like, look, no, I need you to come and be with this, under this. You're going to be right beside me.
And,
We're gonna get
follow me.
Yes.
Have faith in me.
Yes.
That's what you're asking.
Yes. Yes. And I'm getting to the point where I feel like after his 5th year, and I'm gonna get to just saying that instead of being like, yo,
Your feet are getting listen,
know.
your feet are getting planted on the ground, see? People are seeing your feet firmly on the ground now. Now you can reach down and help people, see? They believe in you now, which they didn't know if they could then. If you can filter out that political bullshit,
Yeah.
okay? And whoever the council person is or whoever the person that didn't believe in you before, guess what you do? You don't need them anyways. You filter them out. When they come to want to help you again, then you set some real challenges for them. You set the bar high for, oh, you want to get involved now? Okay. Raise me $5,000. Get me some opportunities. Bring it to the table. Well, then we'll discuss it. And I'll tell you if I want to get involved now. You see, that's how you got to do it. Like he said, you got to punch him in the face. We're from Lorraine, man. We're tough
Yeah.
people. Hey, you got to be tough with these people here.
Hey, yeah, in our first 5 years, I'll be honest with you. I've been playing the nice. I've been playing the new organization, trying to get you just understand, appreciate me, just shake hands, roll. After that court pain, after some organizations said they would help and they didn't because they seen that actually got done. Oh, I've been getting calls from Columbus. I've been down to Columbus, getting some help about the framework of
You
this.
were at the All-Star game too, right?
Yeah, we got invited to All-Star Weekend. We were showing off that court. So
All-Star weekend.
what I tell you after this 5th year, Are you talking?
Yeah.
Is exactly what I'm trying to get to, because I got to a point now where I'm like, well, man, I'm talking to some people. I'm like, well, we painted the court, we did this, went to All-Star Weekend. I've gotten calls from other community people telling me I don't know what I'm doing.
And it's going to happen again. There's going to be a point. You're going to get to a point, Darius, where you're going to get on top, and things will go down at some point. You'll lose some people's respect. You won't be able to grow or whatever it is.
It's human nature.
It's human. It's just how it works. But once you get there and you don't stop and you keep going, you get a whole nother group, and you go maintain anybody you lost. I promise.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean that is something that, because I mean, Scotti will tell you, I lost my shit, what, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. I had a big company. I closed it all up, sat on a couch and didn't do shit, you know? And I had to start over. But I had to prove myself that I could start over, you know what I mean? And I lost a lot of people's respect, but I have it back now.
How did you get to that point where you kind of was just like, screw everything?
How did I get there? Well,
I think COVID probably had a lot to do with it, some of it, right?
no, this was way before
Well,
COVID. I'm talking like back when I lived in the apartment, when I moved in my apartment.
Yeah, that
Like,
was a tough time for you.
Yeah, I went through a divorce, and basically what happened is that at one point in a conversation, I just went, you know what, I'm done. I threw my hands up, and I didn't go do any more work. I didn't do anything. I actually was staying in one of my empty apartments that I owned, and I just said to hell with it. I'm done. I'm not dealing with this bullshit, and it's just not worth it no more. And I wish I wouldn't have. That was my biggest film. My Uncle Dale, who he gives me. You ever seen the poem "Never Quit"?
Yeah.
Okay, he turned me on to that. I had never seen it at that point in my life, and he's right. That's the key. You never ever quit. And the other thing is you never worry about what you lost. You know, that's the biggest point that people, when they want to move forward, and that was mine too. I had this big house. I had this. I had that. You know. And I'm like all upset about it. Like, you know, and never mind sitting around being grateful for, because 15 years before that, if I had what I had, I'd been happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So forget about what you lost.
But you regroup.
Once you get there, you regroup, you figure out what you need to do to move forward, and you start making those steps. And it'll happen. It always does to everybody. Everybody goes through it. Everybody has to regroup at some point in their life, usually.
You know what's cool about regrouping is your next time out, like your next a go at it, that you don't just know what to do now, you know what not to do.
Absolutely.
Which gets you to the place faster. You see, I've learned a lot through the different things I've done. When I've regrouped, the list used to be like 300 things to get done, right? Well, now you know what not to do, and it makes what to do easier. Does that make sense?
No, yeah. No, I had a situation like that recently where I felt like I had all these things on a list that were going to or gotta get done.
Some weren't relevant, right?
Yeah. And after like having the conversation, went down to Columbus, came back up, and like I think about half of the stuff to me wasn't even big, or they were all just like. To me, like a video game, they're all like side missions.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Half of the stuff was like side missions, where it's like, yeah, they would help, but really it's like these 10 things that are really the basis, and they're so.
Well, when you went to Columbus, see, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
You see, they got you sharpened. They got you. They got you. Some
we
help.
got some backing from outside the county who was like, no, you're gotta be R1 in the county.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome.
We gotta talk about
All
this.
right.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good. That's a wonderful.
When you talk about loss, though, I feel like at this point, like being just a single guy, no kids, I'm a DJ. I'm trying to find even more DJ gigs, and I'm just a community guy. Like, I'm finding that like I have a lot, but I have very little, and I'm really just trying to expand on having more meaningful things. So if that means I just lost some DJ gigs, like if that means that my input around the community and the other gigs I have is even more concentrated and even better, so be it. Like if I have to go even further to do DJ gigs, but I'm doing less, but I'm getting what I need, and every time I go out people are talking about Grind League stuff, well then so be it. I'm a lonely guy for the most part, so I just put everything into my ideas and my thoughts. And I'm just like hoping now that people with more money are willing to bring me along and hear my ideas, so I have more things to pour into. Because I feel like there's a lot that I can put into, and I haven't lost a lot because I haven't had a lot.
But you really have to start looking at a revenue stream for them. For the grind league.
Oh no,
that you can maintain on your own. Because the problem with when you have people backing you and supporting you, as soon as you piss them off, you lost it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get and most charities that are out there that are successful have some sort of revenue of some sort that they're bringing in, and it's a tax-free earning for the business. I mean, whether it's bingo halls for churches or. I know the Boys and Girls Club is pull tabs. They do the crack pull tabs or whatever. That's where they make most of their money, I think.
Couldn't he do pull tabs too?
I believe as a charity he can, yeah.
See? That's something to think about.
Yeah, no, we have about 2 things that I have that could be revenue streams. One of them is not going right now just because we don't have the financial backing for it. And then the other one is just, like you said, we got to get some type of funding to get us going so we can get that like a storefront or we can get a location we can start selling out of.
That's your key thing. You want brick and mortar.
Well, I don't absolutely need, but I need something where I can house and I can get this stuff done because we do have streams of income that we can do consistently that I'm actually apprenticing for, but I just don't have the spacing. I got guys, we got materials, but I got a whole crate of leftover paint and new paint in my bedroom apartment. Like I got a crate, like where a kitchen table would be. I have a pallet. I have a bunch of paint. We really thugging it in a positive way. Like we really get into
awesome.
it. Like,
but you're going to reflect back on this 10 years ago. What I've learned about you is you're going to reflect 10 years from now, and you're going to go, look how far we've come. We used to work out of my apartment, out of a bedroom, out of my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then you're going to be able to say, hey, we have a facility now. We have revenue stream. We're a solid nonprofit.
Yeah.
Like you said, you set the bar high like in El Centro. El Centro has done so much for the community. And, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah. Like I want people eventually to think of the Grind League as being the housing for anything youth, young adult, and young parent related. Anyone who's going from that transition of into high school, out of high school, into college, into parent or adulthood, if they need a resource and they can't go to mom, dad, or aunt and say, hey, how do I get, they should go to the Grind League building.
Okay.
There's a hallway for the social workers and all that other stuff. There's a hallway for the physical health and all that. And then there's an area where we all can just come together for support groups, for meetings, for engagements inside, for
he didn't say I want it to. He didn't say I want it to be. He said it's going to be there.
So
he said it's there.
I gotta
That's the way you talk, brother. That's the way you do it.
Well, that's it.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Right? Not if. It's
no
when.
ifs.
It's going to happen. It's just I know now because when you start a nonprofit or you get into the community, you put a lot of stock into I can do this, and we need this. I've met a lot of people who are older, and no offense, who have been doing nonprofit stuff for so long, and they've been through the ups and downs, that they're so angry. And they're so mad at how things didn't work out. And I can understand, because there's so many different areas of this you have to cover. So you can't be all helping, but you never took care of any sponsor, or you never took care of the paperwork, and then, or you can't be so on it that you lose it, and then you bring in other people, and then they take it over, and then you're not in it anymore, and then it's not even what you wanted it to be. So I'm realizing that our support and our funding is probably going to come from outside the county, other than establishments and people like yourselves who know this is what we need. It's going to come, and when it comes in a big way.
You know what the difference is, though?
What's that?
What the difference is those people that are frustrated, their nonprofits are not going really anywhere. They get too emotional about their original plan. You got to have advisors around you, and you have to be able to be resilient and persevere through the plan. Say, hey, you know what? This is not working for us. I thought it would, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're going to change that approach and this approach. And before you know it, you have this cohesive thing happening. And that's where I think you're going to be much better than most.
Yeah.
Because one,
you know it.
Well, one, you have a strong faith. I believe in that, man.
Yeah.
Strong faith. Two, you've been inspired by this. And 3, I hope you know that in order for you to win at it, you're going to have to be objective of yourself.
Yeah.
And no matter what you thought may happen, you got to allow this thing organically to happen a little bit.
Oh, totally. Like, the plan wasn't to start a nonprofit at all.
Right.
Like, I'll be honest with y'all. Hold on real quick before I said the 4th thing would probably be I can laugh off anything. And when I'm meeting these people and we talking and stuff, and they get all like, say when I'm chuckling with y'all, I'm just like, it's not that bad. Like, we can do that. You know, so I can laugh off and just poly off a lot of stuff, just rub off me. And I can see some have been like, wow, how is he able to just like laugh? Like I don't know. Just I don't know. But one thing that I'm noticing that is the mission, if it's not fulfilled with people who actually believe in what you're trying to do, it's not going to go very far. We recently, I had to understand that we had a situation with Oakwood where I feel like there should be a water fountain next to a basketball court.
No doubt.
We don't have a water fountain next to a basketball court. I'm not placing blame on anybody, but
And there's plumbing. There's plumbing in that park. It's already there.
Early 2000s, it disappeared for whatever reason.
Yeah, it used to be there. Yeah.
Used to be there.
Yeah, when
For
I was a
whatever-
kid, it was there.
For whatever reason, used to be there. It's not there anymore. There's still a basketball court there.
Yeah.
I had people saying, "Well, when y'all going do the fundraiser?" Listen, some things I can't take the battle on because we got other outreach and stuff to do here to expand. Trust me, there's a part where I had to talk to my other advisors where they're like, "It's real quick. An organization can concentrate on a small sector of this big bubble you're already creating, right? Here. You know,
Let's call Antonio and bitch.
No,
Let's go.
I talk to them. They don't know when they're going to put that water line in. So when you got an answer like that, it's like,
You know how you get that water line in?
no, I don't know.
This is how you do it. You go to all these plumbers in Lorraine and say, hey, who wants to do the water line for free? We'll give you a tax benefit. And you, through a nonprofit, can, let's say it costs $10,000. You can go 20% more than the bid, if you look at your bylaws, to generate someone to do that for you for free.
I understand that, but why? That's the part where we can get stuck focusing on something that we
you hand that off to the councilman there. You say, hey, we'll honor the tax benefit, get it done for us, and then what does that small plumbing business get out of it? There's water already there. There's plumbing already there. All they have to do is dig a trench, get it to the areas where they want water access, right? And then they actually get their money back.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something that.
But you pass that baton. This is your idea. This is our need for us to fulfill what we want to do at Oakwood Park. Mr. Baez, we need to get this done. Could you be our point guy for it? I'm realizing off of an email, basically to do that, I'd have to lead that. And right now, because of the other stuff I want to get accomplished, I can't lead that It's
right
distracting.
now.
No, you need help.
You know,
you need help. You
you know,
need some
because
people
then-
that you can hand off things to.
Because
Yeah.
I want to do that, but then it just realized now I'm back to focusing just on Oakwood when now we have all this reach of other in this county.
I get it.
And it's like, man, like
But
how many emails we got to do for someone over there to get started on that? Are they going to really wait for every nonprofit to do that? Like we can't.
But I also look at if you take Oakwood Park as your model and see how much you can accomplish there, then when you go to other places, let's say Lakewood, let's say south of Cleveland, wherever it is, you can say we did this, and that, and we really uplifted not just the basketball courts,
Yeah, the whole park.
the whole park. You maximized it, you figured it out, right? And hey, this is our blueprint. So just you might want to think about it that way. You know, when you're marketing a business, right? People, especially entrepreneurs, right? We're going to market the whole country. No, you market your backyard. Then you go outside that, and you keep showing how you've gained ground. And then before you know it, there's an opportunity. But, you know,
Yeah.
you have your own plan, and I believe it.
No, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, I just had to talk with a brand about helping us doing something like that, and it's like, I'll just be straight up and say, there are people, other organizations in other parks who have like a type of a land trust,
Yeah.
you know, all that stuff. We're not going there. Not even trying to go there yet until someone has some real help. Obviously, we know what we can do to help get to our line.
Mm-hmm.
The building got to have somebody in there who wants it to,
Yeah.
you know, to help us get together. Because we got a lot of outreach stuff that we can be doing. I don't want to just stay so, you know, built up on building something and then say later on they don't want to give us any type of, you know.
You know, a friend of mine named Carl Nielsen, he owns Nielsen Jewelers. He was a Port Authority guy,
Nielsen
right?
Jewelers. Okay.
Yeah. They've been, it's like a 200-year-old jewelry business. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
200 year they've been around.
At that location for 200 years?
160 years.
Oh, dang.
It's like fourth generation, fifth generation. So Carl
I didn't
really
know
has
200 years.
Carl has a real passion for Lorraine. Him and I have been friends a long time, and he had a great idea that we need a concierge in Lorraine. When you're a new business, when you're a nonprofit, when you have questions, you don't go, you know, no one knows where to go. Do I go to the building department? Do I go here? Do I have a point person? You approach them, and he goes, okay, you're a new business. So these are all the things that you need to do. You're a new nonprofit. This is your mission. This is your goals. All right, to fulfill this, go here, talk to this guy, do this, and they open the door for you. When you go in the city of Lorraine, you walk into City Hall, you don't know which way to go, what floor to go to, who to talk to, nothing. And I think, just like a hotel has a concierge. He knows where all the services, all the systems, everything is at. He knows the mission of the hotel. He knows everything, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we need in the city of Lorraine. Carl Nielsen came up with that.
I agree with that. I so agree with that because that person would have been the person that would have been the eyes for City Hall when Rover was here.
Yeah.
When all that stuff. So that way, if anything happens, they can pick up and just get with the event person or the agency and say, hey, we're going to do this. We want to do it like this. Yeah. No,
Right.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
We need a person like that. Yeah.
A concierge team, maybe 2 or 3 people that you go to and they lead you. So.
Yeah. No, I love
Then
that
Mr.
idea.
Baez is not overwhelmed. Now the concierge says, Mr. Baez, we need your help in South Lorraine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Like a city manager.
Kind of like a city,
like an outreach.
yeah,
It's like
kind
an
of like a
outreach
city manager. Yeah.
No, it's like an out. No, really,
but,
it is.
Yeah, but that's an inside joke.
Okay.
We don't need a mayor. We need a city manager.
Right. Well, because I don't know if you know that I learned it from when Tia was in here. Mm-hmm. Lorraine is one of 4 that don't have a city manager in Ohio. Only 4 cities that don't have a city manager.
Right.
In Ohio.
I believe that.
Because
there's like other people.
Charters.
Yeah.
Right. They're all different. They're run differently. So based on the way we're run, how is it called? There's a charter and
Yeah, I don't know exactly know the
can't
term.
remember
but
the term.
I remember hearing people talk about those terms though. But yeah, there's a couple other things we don't have in our city or county. But
yeah,
accountability.
accountability. That's right.
hey, sometimes yeah. Be like that in life, period, right? but I had a question though. You guys, seeing as you guys are both businessmen, and seeing as you know, I talk to a lot of young people, and we end up talking business. How long do you both? I want both of your opinions. How long do you think it'll be before Broadway, downtown Lorraine, really is popping? Is all that from the water to basically the
20 years.
20?
That's a loaded question.
Give me the loaded answer.
If you currently keep running Democrat officials through there who are more worried about the left priority than business, rather than a Republican, generated offices that are going to be more business friendly and things like that, it's going to be 20 years. But all it would take to make it happen in 5 is to have a business friendly office in there that does some things to help people generate, money for themselves, some tax breaks, to going out trying to draw people in there. I mean, that's what I think. That's my personal opinion, but
Well,
I mean,
you have to create a core democracy first, meaning you got to have Republicans and Democrats on council.
Working
Right?
together.
Work. How do they work?
well, it does happen.
But
though.
how?
It's-
No.
But
I
how
didn't
they
laugh like
work
that, but-
together? Great debate creates great resolution.
Yeah.
If people are telling their sides, it gets to a place where it becomes, you figure out, okay, he's a little right, but he's a lot right. This is the way we're going to go. You see, in Lorraine, it's always been the Democratic, the Democrats run everything. And because a lot of them have a lot of personal interest, right? And they, council is controlled. And,
Hey, my own family that I mentioned, she was a Democrat.
yeah.
I'm not
She was
knocking.
connected with the same
and I
piece,
have nothing against Democrats.
No.
I don't either. I'm just saying the world needs both.
Yeah.
It does need both. I mean, you can't just be right wing
why they were
conservative, and you
designed.
can't have.
No.
You got to have some social, equality and equity, but we need both. The problem is Lorraine hasn't had the other half of that.
Right.
That's the problem, because your Medinas, your Amherst, I mean, they're being run by conservative, governments.
Well, we're an industrial community. You had the Ford plant here. You had Lorraine Products. You had, different large companies, right? And our mentality is still we're an industrial city. Well, we're not. We have the largest mouth of any river in Lake Erie, right? Right. We had a large port with shipyards, right? We have maybe one of the longest shorelines, right? But Cleveland and Elyria, in the past, I don't know about now, they've taken from Lorraine. Any of the social services or anything, they're always in Elyria.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in Lorraine.
Everything that is of county
Is
or
it-
is in Elyria.
It's in Elyria, right? And then you have this democracy here that is, to me, tainted because there's not a lot of debate, which we don't create a lot of resolution, and we don't try new things. We're still doing things the old way. We have the most beautiful waterfront, most beautiful river systems. We have some of the most beautiful park systems, right? Lorraine is pretty easy to get to, right? But we just can't get it together. And I remember 20 years ago saying it's 20 years out,
Dang.
right? And then I started to believe in things, right? And I watched it. If you go, and I love Lorraine, maybe more.
No, I do too.
Maybe more than most, right? But look at downtown. These restaurants are closing down. They're closing down. There's nowhere to go for people. That's why what you're doing, you're creating new things for people to do. That's like what Bob Early did with Rockin' on the River. He was creative. It was different. It's a different thought.
Yeah.
And he brought it to Lorraine. Lorraine didn't do that.
No, I know.
He did it.
I called him to see, like, bro, is there any way I could, like, be a side DJ for you or anything? Like, you need, like, I'm a quality guy. He was like, but I'd seen what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that's exactly what, yeah.
Thank God we have guys like Tom Brown, Brad Mullins, the Carl Nielsen's that were Carl's no longer at the port, but you have still some good people here.
Man, I'm trying to do ribs on the river.
Yeah, a rib fest.
We used to do that.
We gotta talk about this show.
You know what I love? You know what I love to see? Like, where the finger piers are?
Say it again?
Finger piers.
Finger piers. Isn't that the
It's an opening where ships used to rest until the river was open.
Okay, I
So-
thought it was like something on a port or whatever.
Yeah, it's on the port.
Okay.
It looks like fingers, and ships would when the river had other ships in it, they would go there and wait their turn. Okay, having a Ferris wheel at the end of that thing. You know, charging for rides. People would just come for that. You go to Atlantic City, man, that Ferris wheel generates a lot of money for them, right? Putting stuff down along the waterfront, not just in that one port site, but spreading it out, making it more like almost an amusement type thing to draw people down there.
I feel like that's when I talk, and I had to ask y'all that question because I be at the parks a lot and I'm talking to like young people. And when I was 15, 16, I thought about it's my age right now. I thought I could buy an apartment downtown. It'd be low key cracking, not like Cleveland, but I thought when I was 15, by the time I was 30, I could have an apartment down there. It'd be damn near like being downtown. I talked to a lot of people. They don't know. They say 20 years and they like 14, 15, but a lot of us who are 30 now, we thought at 20 this would be about here now. So I had to ask y'all that just because I'm like, you know, the questions are starting to come up more and more.
You need leadership that's going to see that. I mean, if you go and look at like a downtown Willoughby, have you been there before?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. That's what you're looking for to happen there, right? Basically, downtown,
simple and just
like downtown Willoughby. I mean, they have apartments, everything. That's a conservative-run city, and that. And I'm not saying that I want Lorraine to always be conservative. I don't mean that, but it needs some conservative leadership in there. Yeah. It really does. I mean, that's why I like what you're saying when you talk about doing things with mental health and things like that. I love that. The giveaways, I'm not a big fan of. You'll never find me real involved in giving away food or trying to help. Now, kids' shoes or something, that's one thing. But giveaways, I think, are the worst way to spend money for poor people, basically. Yeah. I mean, I think that you need to put in systems where they can earn it themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big part of me. Yeah, but that far does not mean that I don't believe in like what you're doing or social, and I believe in that. I just don't believe in giveaways because it makes a lazy society.
Hey, I started a nonprofit, but I don't believe in handouts.
But that's what the city does more of than anything. That's what they think the answer is: more homeless shelters. In fact, isn't that what they were talking about doing at the old St. Joe's?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's ruined a city. You put a homeless shelter at that St. Joe's, how about this? It'll never happen. How's that?
Do you know Nord Center?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they get grant money, right? Yeah. And then they go find people that have mental health issues around the country. They put them on buses and bring them to Lorraine.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's terrible.
Keeps their funding up.
I've talked to police. They're in hospital, like emergency rooms, and there's people there, and they meet them. You know, what are you doing here? You don't need the hospital. We're cold. I want somewhere to go. Well, you're homeless? Yeah. Well, can we help? Well, I don't know where to go because, I'm from Denver. I was put on a bus to come here. And then they're kind of dealt with a little bit, and then they're kind of put in the street. And, and Lorraine has been kind of a dumping ground for in a lot of cases. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. And I don't know exactly how Nord works, but groups like that, I think sometimes they help a lot of people, but in many cases they hurt the community. Yeah, it's about some money.
Well, that's a mental illness place. That does. I mean, you need it. It's got to happen, but there's got to be some sort of, checks and balances.
But why aren't they building, instead of putting people downtown Lorraine to house them? Why aren't they buying something that is kind of outside of that area?
Yeah, Amherst, South Amherst, perfect place for it.
Yeah, but build.
Oberlin
I'm not saying those places, but somewhere where they can.
I'm just kidding.
Put a small community to set people up like that.
I mean, something. I did see some places like I think it was in L.A. They were doing tiny houses or something. They were real tiny. They were like a room basically. Mm-hmm. They had them stacked up.
Oh
and stuff.
I was looking. They had a place in there's other nonprofits that are taking like sections of like say like Lorraine County Airport area. They're taking sections and they're building a bunch of tiny home areas.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. That's not, to me, that's given away. That's where I'm talking about. I don't believe in that. I believe in, you don't let somebody sit out there and freeze. I do believe in that.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
but you got to make them. But you got to make them earn it.
Yeah, but a Homewood house is 180.
But you got to make them earn it a little bit to take ownership in it. To be good stewards of it. If they get something free, you know, they're not going to cut the grass.
No.
They're not going to plant flowers. They're not going to do things because you got to have some skin in the game, even if you're homeless.
Well, it comes down to if I give you something right now, if I give you a pair of shoes, okay, and you like those shoes, and then they're free, maybe you don't care for them all that much, but you didn't have to work for them, you don't give a shit. But now you got to go buy your shoes. You had to earn the money to buy those actual shoes. You're probably not going to take the shoes that I just gave you for free. You want something a little nicer. And that's
And
how
you're
it comes
take
up.
care of the shoes that you bought.
Sure,
Yeah.
but you're gonna. I mean, once you work for something, you want something better than what they're giving you. But when they give it to you, it's good enough. You don't need anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if they give you just enough to go buy, a lot of people don't want to rock that boat. And I see it all the time. I get people that come in here for jobs and they won't take the job unless it's under the table because they don't want to mess with their benefits and this and that.
Yeah.
And it's irritating to me because here they got a chance to make real good money and they don't care. They don't want to rock the boat when it comes to anything else.
Look what happened to COVID.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was nuts.
hey,
And COVID was the worst thing ever. Listen, COVID was the worst.
In our business,
Yes.
I got our employees together, right?
Yeah.
My wife and I's business, and we took them to Sam's Club, got them groceries, got them clothes,
Like,
got
I'm
them
gonna swipe this for you.
No, but
Yeah.
you're right, and we got them stuff, and I said, all I want from you is when we're ready to come back, that you're excited and you come back because you knew we helped you, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we're ready to open up again,
See ya.
no, we can't help you. What do you mean?
Nobody?
I helped you. I put money in your hands. I bought you groceries. I got you stuff to help you through this process. I was sensitive to your needs. Then when it was ready for them to come back, now we're making too much money. Government's giving me too much. So again, what Jimmy's saying is absolutely right.
Dang.
So you have to have skin in the game.
Yeah.
And I didn't make them have skin in the game. And I lost, see? That's what I'm talking about.
Well, and if you don't have the skin in the game, you're okay with what you got.
That's right. You settle.
If you don't, but once you have to earn it and work for it,
Yeah.
you don't want just that.
No, you
you
set
know
the
what I'm
bar
saying?
high.
And
Set the
that,
bar
and that,
high.
right. It changes everything.
And I feel like even though the idea of quality of life, not even just the American dream, but our idea of quality of life is, even from a young people's perspective, like my own perspective at one point, is really contwisted because we'll say we don't want. Some will say we don't want to work a whole lot, we don't want to commit this and that, but yet we'll want the highest of brands.
Yeezys
We want the best quality of foods and
Yeah.
stuff, and we want to. And it's just like, well, the skin you put in is very little.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so. And I just feel like that's one thing the Grind League wants to push is that we gotta put more into what we do have in order to have that skin in the game. And if you feel like you have no skin in the game, you gotta get yourself in. But I feel like Lorraine is something that is full of potential. A lot of people outside the city, they tell me all the time about how great that court painting is and how it changed a little bit of their outlook. And I just wonder what more could be done. I know I have my ideas. I know the Grind League, we want to do some more placemaking and we want to provide. And we want to be one of those ones that are like, man, they're really trying to upkick the city in a good, cool way. But
I'm interested because I'd like to
20
see
years
it
is a long
because
time, man.
I'd love to see it
That
because
seems like to be the consensus answer. 20 years. I'm sorry.
and I think that's if you stay with the current type of putting approaching people in office, it might not ever get there. I mean, first of all, you got to remember there is a bad taste in the mouth for not to say it's not a bad taste. People that don't know Lorraine and didn't grow up, like me and Scotty, we love Lorraine. We grew up there. That's like to me, it's home. Like I remember my first wife was from Avon. I tried to get her to move to South Lorraine. In fact, we did, but it was like pulling teeth. She didn't want nothing to do with it. And I'm like, I got to beg you to live over here in this great neighborhood that I love. That's how I felt
That's
about
how I
it.
felt.
But I mean, that's just the way we are. But other people away from Lorraine, they don't see it that way.
Yeah.
They look at Lorraine as trash, whether they know it is or not. So first of all, you have to get that out so that people know that that's not the case. Things like this park did it, and second off, you got to get some sort of conservative leadership. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't be Democrats or whatever, but they got to be conservative. They have to think in the mind of business and building profitable places for people, because people don't want to invest unless they're going to make money. And people with big money don't want to invest unless they're going to make big money. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, so you have to have that capitalist ideas to some degree to make something like that turn into a downtown Willoughby.
I think to answer your question a little better, I think the faster we get a guy like Ray Carrion as mayor, then that 20-year curve becomes 10, 8.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Because he can go and talk to these people. He can talk to this side of the aisle. He is likable. He is very smart. He's energized. People want to work with him. He's established his foundation of integrity, right? And I know Ray. Ray would never, ever take advantage of the situation. He would want to set a legacy to say, hey, let me be the leader that shows you guys how this is done. And then people are going to follow. So my answer is 20 years, unless we get a guy like Ray Carrion being the mayor.
Probably 50% less. Yeah. Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need that, because it seems like it's good that I got your perspective, because it seems like that seems to be the perspective from different age groups. It's just like they're all like 20.
Well, the thing is that the leadership and friends of leadership that are in office for the most part right now have been connected since the 60s and 70s. That's a long time.
Isn't that somewhat of a problem, though?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not the same people.
It's
it's not the same people, but they're connected to the same people.
You know, I know guys that are 75 years old. I won't mention any names.
Mm-hmm.
Not a guy, many that have been council, mayor, auditor, county commissioner, head of the prosecutor's office, county prosecutor. They have taken every opening, state rep, and they've just moved around, and they kept the same guys in circulation. You have to bring new, young, thinking people to come up with new ideas like what you're doing. And that's what stimulates the process to me. When you have a lot, I'm telling you, in the political system in Lorain, there's probably 30 people that are in some type of leadership that's been around for 40 years. 40.
That's a long time.
So how do we get more younger people involved if it's still going to be the same?
Register to vote. Getting young people to register to vote.
Y'all hear them?
Y'all
hear them, Grind League?
Yeah, finding leadership within that group, helping them become council people, become leaders, and us. I'm 55. I want to see young people like you take this thing over.
Hey,
right?
hey, some people tell me I should. I'm like, I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying is I was 23 years old. I bought a building downtown Lorain. I tried to bring a record company. I did. Yeah, an independent record company. You know that.
You got one of the hottest bands signed to your label right now,
right?
AKA Company.
That's right. And we plan on doing some other new things. We're reinventing ourselves at Rival Records, but that's not what I want to get into. I remember calling the mayor's office, calling different people, come and see what I'm doing. Never. But I remember guys like Jim Burge, lawyer, Jack Bradley even. Jack Bradley, when he's a lawyer there. Randy Rackage, Danny Metelsky, Richie Romero. They came down to see me. But a lot of the guys that were running the city, they didn't want to come and see what I was doing. They didn't care it was fresh and new. We had a printer downtown, we had the Palace, we had some restaurants, we had a clothing store, a jewelry store, and I brought an independent record company here with a group called Men at Large.
Yeah.
And they were big.
My mom and aunt, they know that band, Men at Large.
But I brought MC Breed. I brought a lot of big acts here, right? They didn't care. That's why I got involved at 25, and I ran Craig Fulton as mayor. And he was a Republican. and we won. And he was one of the best mayors we ever had because there was debate, there was resolution, people were talking, there was a conversation happening, and they got to a resolution. And Craig pressed that. He was fought every step of the way, but he did it. And he's just an example of what can be done. Like you're an example of what could be done, you know. But I'm excited to see young people. I want to sit back in the chair with a cold beverage and say, "Look at these young people, man! Look at them do it."
Yeah, go enjoy a night out on Lorraine.
Yeah,
because it's nice and inviting and enjoyable.
That's right.
You know. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
No, there's definitely some things that you know. I want to expose more of the youth and young people too, so they can have more say, more input, but also just be present.
Well, I think this conversation brought something to the head.
Yeah.
Okay, is you get young people to register to vote. You be that.
Well, we had that voter registration table there the last 2 years.
I
so we're
understand,
gonna keep that
but
going.
I'm talking about really being aggressive with that.
Yeah.
Now, guess what Darius is, because you're the catalyst for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're given the opportunity to get involved in the movement. You're the leader. Now you get to pick those flowers out of that garden that are rising up fast and then saying, hey, why don't you run for this? And why don't you do this? And why don't you help us with our nonprofit or whatever and start building leadership? Be the guy that cultivates the garden. And then you'll be like me. You'll be 55 one day and you'll be going, look at these young people. Look at some of the seeds we planted for them. And that's what's key.
Yeah. I really feel like that's, you know, I feel like that's where it's going. I can't wait for some of these 10-year-olds to be 18, 19, 20 and go off to college. Because the people who helped us in the court, who watched Community Togetherness Fest, who helped us with the court, who went off to college.
Yeah.
4 years. When I got a staff, well, you know. I'm gonna give you this position here, but I'm gonna need you to get for this council position because we trying to do something. Like, no, exactly.
And some type of mentorship program.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get there, man. We just need a little bit more help with our volunteers and other people who want to help us lead things. If I can find someone who's another, you know, young politician who wants to help other youngest, we can do a grind week thing with that person. Let's get them to learn and go out, or you know, so. Hey, man.
You got two guys that are in with you.
Oh, I do.
Hey, we're here for you.
I want y'all in on the big one.
I get it.
You know.
We got to talk about that.
Oh, no, we going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that.
But I don't know where we are in the show here, but I can say one thing, and I'm not going to talk too much more after this. I talk too much. The point is, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
I'm super duper proud of you. What you're doing, there's nothing really in it for you, you know, as far as this is concerned. You're doing it because you see a need. And at the end of the day, there may be some things, but your hard work's going to get you there.
Yeah.
Your passion's going to get you there.
The proof.
Your leadership, the proof of your concept is going to get you there. You're building the model.
Yeah.
It's wonderful, man. Yeah. I applaud you.
Man, thank you so much, man. It's the generation before me that's really got to let me know, like, yo, you doing it, you really going. It's not those people who trying to compete with me. No. I ain't trying to compete with them.
No.
This is all powered by God. It's people like you and others who are willing to say the real stuff, right? Check it, to support me. That really is like, you know, I got this. Fuck the guys talking about trying to text my phone like you're friendly. You know, no. We doing it. We're really doing it. We really care. We got the right heart. So, I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
And as far as the monetary, I'm a DJ. So if anybody wants to support me, they can just book me as a DJ.
Give me your website. Talk about it for a second.
DJD Grind. Find me on Instagram at 1D_grind or Facebook D.grind. Grind Mobile Pro Sound. 5-star rated wedding DJ on Wedding Wire in the Knot. But all events. Just did a Brookside prom a few weeks ago. Did another small private school prom. And yeah, man, weddings, all that. So yeah, everything you see here, man, is just me pouring into, like, it's my heart, but it's also been seeds that dropped from other generations that dropped on me. And it's only right that I'm in this position, but I just want to do it right. So when you guys see me out there, just know I'm out here trying to do it right, man.
All right.
I love it. I see that, you know, God's given you a lot, but now a lot's required by you. You have a lot of responsibility. And I see that you're taking that position. I applaud you. God bless you, brother.
Man, thank y'all so much for having me on here, man.
Thank you for coming in. We really
This
like
is really
talking
raw.
with you. It was fun. I like learning about it. I was curious about
do
that,
I.
how it all went down, and what got you excited.
I learned a
Man.
lot today.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Yo, this is real good bar talk, man. I've been keeping up with the episodes on YouTube, man, and I really like how you do it. I seen you had the beer tasting out there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, I want to be one of them beer tasting episodes.
I'm about to go beer taste right now.
Jimmy's like my brother, for real. He's like, we're like brothers, right?
Mhm.
And what he's doing in this podcast, he's talking about stuff that people want to hear.
Yeah.
And he's not scared. And he's sincere and he's passionate about it, just like you are.
I don't know about that. I'm just talking shit.
No,
No, you doing more than
I think
listening.
that people get the talking shit is part of it.
Yeah,
But I think a lot of
that's
sincere,
part of Lorraine.
but a lot of sincere stuff comes out of that.
Yeah.
You know, his feelings. He's not scared to say what he has to say. Neither am I.
Yeah.
I like to just put it out there.
No,
I'll
no.
regret it later, maybe. I like to throw it out there.
Hey, I feel like we're better off that way than to be trying to pussyfoot around people and walk on eggshells because you don't.
That's not leadership.
Yeah, no.
Leadership is doing what's uncomfortable, being authentic. Here, listen. Real leadership is authenticity, right? Is passion, right? But it's being. You got to be. That's what I tell artists in music. I want to see you be vulnerable. I don't want you to always dance around and go by the blueprint that other people have done. You got to have vulnerability. You have to put yourself out there. But go ahead.
I gotta say this real quick because you just said something about the hard times. Let me just pull this up real quick. Recently, saying the hard things it just came to me, and being Ohio peer supporter and the mental health first aid person, support. I say this because it wasn't said throughout this community, but I just found this out. So recently we had a young man from Elyria High School, BJ Todd, recently died by suicide. Now, it was not reported or put out there that was the cause of death. But it is important that suicide prevention is pushed to this community of young people. Latino, black, white, interracial, whichever, Hispanic, whichever. It is very important. I want to let parents, young people know about this. Please ask your children, speak with them, talk with them, communicate with them. It is very important that we address this. We can't shy away from it. When I was in high school at Lawrence County JVS, I lost a mutual friend. Same way. We have to voice these things and get help for our young people.
There's people crying out there. You're just not hearing them.
Yeah.
And so, to the family, my prayers, and to anybody out there that's battling with things or they know someone else who's battling with things, please, let's look and let's search for help, and let's not be so shy or scared that we're going to hurt someone's feelings to say, hey, we need to be there for people.
Yeah. Be
Yeah.
authentic.
Amen.
So
That's it.
I just want to say that I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I just found that out, and no one said anything about anything. But we need to talk about these things because we don't want them to keep going on and continuing and just wonder why.
Right.
So anyone who's dealing with something or having an issue, please reach out to your local NAMI or chapter or Nord Center or your local mental health first aid person or anyone who can help you with mental health, man. Please reach out to somebody.
And remember that this too will pass. You know,
Absolutely.
that's the biggest thing with people that are going through something like that is that they don't understand it's going to pass eventually. It will go away.
I was told by a very smart guy one night. His name is John Murtha. He's my spiritual mentor, right? Silence is power, and it will pass. No matter how hard things are, no matter what's going on, your mindset, it will change over time. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. This life that we have, it's tough.
Yeah.
You have to know that going into it. You're not going to get everything you want, right? But reach out to people when you need help. There's nothing wrong with that.
And sometimes it feels like you have everything.
Yeah.
You have everything in order and everything's together, but you go through tough times. Yeah. And it is okay to say you're not okay and reach out to somebody. So
Absolutely.
Please do that, y'all.
Yep.
Please talk to your young people this summer. Please. So that's all, just wanted to say that, man.
Excellent, man.
All right, thank you. Thanks for coming in. It was awesome. It went way longer than I anticipated.
Man,
I
y'all some
should have
real
known
ones.
though. I got Scotty. on.
Yeah, I'm talking. I keep talking shit,
It's all good, man.
but you
It's
get
all
me
good.
excited,
No,
and
I'm
I'm not going to hold back.
No, y'all. I'm sorry I missed the first time. I was like, yo, no, I got to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
But
All
no,
right. Well, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna talk. We'll go downstairs. We got some fresh air out there on the patio.
I'm tripping.
And we'll do it.
First
we'll do
time
it that
would be
way.
in the lights. I'm
Please
dressed differently next time.
Please visit thegrindleague.org if you would like to be a volunteer or donate. Park League summer programming at Oakwood Park starts June 10th, 2047 East 36th Street, Lorraine. Get motive.
And if you need a DJ,
Call D Grind.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
God bless.
Peace. Get motive.